Yes, yes. Punish him. Punish him for what he did. I'm not sure what he did, but punish him. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did something, right? Yes, no? I did not do anything wrong, right? But yeah, we are back with Cupid. I'm really curious of how this go. I'm really excited to read it again. So yeah, I'm not sure what to say. Let's continue playing the game, shall we? Punish him. Yeah. Rosa's hands were over her head. She pressed herself into a corner, panting. She has never heard mother this loud before. Punishment. The world rattled around her skull and made her vision blur. Mother, what more do you want? Punish him? The spell is already. She bent her head, black spots creeping into the edge of her vision. Oh, yeah. She was so tired. You cannot hide anything from me. What is this doubt you are nursing? You are hesitating. You are crafting another spell. Oh, so mother knows about the fourth candle. I see. You stupid harlot. Wow, mothers. Shut the fuck up. At least we did something, right? That filthy Marquis is exactly the kind of monsters I've been warning you about. You dare plan behind my back. I just don't want to kill any more, mother. Any more? Fascinating. She couldn't help but answer back this time. How could she not? After years filled with love and acceptance, it made her realize all the more how precious life was. The thug of snuffing out somebody else's life sent a detestable shiver through her bones. She had planned on running away from this place, abandoning whatever duty that now fell on her hands. Why was it her duty anyway? She just wanted to take the good memories of this place and taint them no longer. Yeah. Oh wait, and I just said, wait, it's not there. Whatever truth she spoke was enough payment for peace. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, yeah, we are kind of being paid low here. Yeah, we need more payment for this thing. By the way, let me do. Yeah, like this. I think adjusting the model. Nice. I don't want to. Her voice shook. I don't want to kill him, mother. I don't want to kill anyone, please. Is this cowardice or stupidity? You fancy him, don't you? You hate him, don't you? You fancy him, Or maybe. The voice petered out into an abrupt, chilly silence. Rosa waited, sweat dripping down her brow. I knew it. You fancy him, don't you? You filthy whore, no, Rosa. It's not like that, mother. Past and present, rinse and repeat. Always a selfish little girl. Rosa was horrified. No, I'm not selfish. I'm pretty sure you're the one that selfish, mother. A selfish little girl that loves a murderer more than her own mother. With his final proclamation, Rosa was struck to the floor. The feeling of fainting was stronger than ever. Alone in the dark, she lay there, panting like a sick dog, waiting for what would come next. Catherine's voice squeezed itself into her aching brain. Guillaume killed me. He made me love him and then he betrayed me. What? Wait, what? Okay, how do you appear in my brain? Is this real or is this not? He deserves death. Only you can kill him. I can't kill him. It's what I want. I'm pretty sure what you want can fuck up us in this situation too, so, But that's not true. It is. I want to see justice served. You'll do that for me, won't you, Rosa? My darling daughter. I could always count on you to do the right thing. So kill him. Kill Guillaume. Kill him. Promise me. Make him suffer. Stab him with a knife. Is that enough? Last, stick a dagger down his throat. gouge his eyes out, execute his sentence. Rosa clutched her head so hard she thought her skull would burst. For a long moment she lay as though she were dead. 5 minutes, 10 minutes passed. Wow, you just like me for real, lying on the floor like dying. Then in the middle of the empty voice, Rosa's voice rings out as clear as a bell. I understand. Yeah? What do you understand? Rosa knocked on Gulame's door carrying a tray of food. She had been poisoning his meals in small doses for weeks now. Oh! Taking note of any ill effects it yielded. I'm not sure about that. There had been none, see? Yeah, I'm not sure about the poison working. Guillermo was still fit and healthy as ever. Or maybe it does work, and he's good at hiding it. No symptoms at all, even after she had increased the dosage. And probably he knows about poison. Either he hadn't eaten anything for a month, or he was immune to poison. Both are concerning. Both possibilities were suspect. Rosa knocked again. There was no response from the other side of the door. It may have worked. What have may worked? I would love if Guillermo suddenly opens the door and say that. It would fuck up the whole plan immediately. It was not a total loss, however. She remembered Catherine mentioning how particular Guillermo was with his sleep. Just as she had been about to give up, she had ventured on this hunch. It was true. Guillermo was curiously rather sensitive to sedatives. What? Rosa had offered rose tea, not Rosa tea, sorry, to Guillermo that afternoon under the guise that she had made a new recipe. Ah! It had been laced with opium and valerian, sweetened with honey to match the taste. Wow. For real, awesome. Whether or not it was the casting Ophelia, he had drunk it without second thought. Or maybe he's just kinda want to kill himself. I don't know, we'll just see. He had retired early that evening. Rosa noted the grogginess visible in his gait. Or maybe he knows about our plan. She snagged the master key this evening. Tonight is her night. Rosa pushed the door to his room open. Oh, I don't like it. It took a couple of seconds for her eyes to adjust to the darkness. It felt like a different world inside this room. Yeah, I don't like it at all. Hello? What's with the audio? By closing the door, it was as if she had cut herself off from the living. Rosa took an unsure step once she found her bearings. She placed the tray of food on the nearest flat surface, careful not to make any noise. Oh! The late candle provided little comfort. It seemed to cover... I love this special novel. See? I'm even scared like this. Whoa, holy fuck. It seemed to cover from the intimidating blanket of shadows. Rosa heaved. The air felt humid here, the atmosphere almost stale. Now that she was inside and venturing deeper, a sudden impulse to find the exit gripped her. Me too! She looked back, the door seemed farther away. Oh my god. Why was she so anxious? She had been in this room before, it was perfectly normal. But tonight, the room seemed to breathe. Ah. Yeah, what if it is? What if the room indeed breathed? Rosa gulped. What a curious word. There was no other way to describe it though. The flickering shadows made it seem like the walls were spiraling around her. The room felt alive. It was asleep like its owner, but alive. In the dim light of her candle, the red carpet looked like flesh. The furnishing were faceta. You sure that it isn't real flesh? It didn't feel like she entered a room at all, but a belly. Something darted in the corner of her eye. Rosa snapped her head. Just a curtain. How do a curtain dart on our head? No. There's something strange. Rosa let out the breath she was holding in her chest, aware with every move her body made. She tiptoed towards the canopy. It was perhaps the highlight of the room, an organic monstrosity of red plush and velvet. From afar, it didn't look like a bed at all, but a cage. Oh no, the music. The sound. If the room was a cavern of meat, then this is the heart. That's why the sound gets louder. This was its heart. Oh! Also, do you notice when Guillaume is having sex with Catherine? Yeah. And then something weird happened, right? And yes, it is a heart, the one we saw in Catherine and Guillaume vision back then. Fascinating. Rosa approached. Every muscle in her body was tense. Oh no, I love the audio. Oh. She could see a figure sprawled in the blood, but limbs sticking out clumsily. He was lying on his chest, back bare, clothes littering the floor. Guillaume seemed to have fallen into the bed instead of climbing in. One of his arms stuck out from the mattress. His breath was fitful but slow, a light snore coming from him. I want to get out. What was that? Rosa looked around for the source of the noise, but the room was still. Are you sure? A slow trickle of sweat traced her spine. Did it come from the window? Should she check? Rosa didn't move. Something was in the room with her, yeah. She could feel it. She stole a glance at Guillaume. He hadn't moved from the bed. Rosa's ears tried to pick up the faintest noise. It felt like hours of her staying frozen on that spot, wishing to blend with the darkness. But there was no one there. You sure? She had probably imagined it. She took a deep breath and calmed herself down. The sooner she was out of this room, the better. What if there's two Guillaume actually? Philea's effect will diminish once the candle died. After that, she might not have another chance. She had to find out more about him tonight. The thought of her goal helped still her nerves. Where should she begin? She took a step. Rosa darted her head, looking for the source of the skittering noise. There's a noise. Her ears were too sensitive now. She heard every creak and moan in the room. She took a deep breath. Focus. Oh, I just realized. You are planning to take his journal, isn't it? Is that his journal? Isn't it supposed to be green? Rosa surveyed everything. There was a book by Guillaume's bedside table. It was only a couple of steps away, but she had become dangerously close to the bed. As much as she could, she rather maintained the distance between her and the creature on the bed. Creature. Why did she think that? Perhaps it was the arrangement of the sheets or the shadows playing their tricks, but... Rosa shook her head. Perhaps there was another place to look. We've come here to get an information. You should check the book. Mother, are you sure it's safe? Rosa sighed. Mother was right. She had to check every source to be sure. She inched herself closer to the bed. The faint candlelight indicated that the book on the bedside was red. Oh yeah, it is red then. It wasn't the journal she had seen Guillaume write in. Rosa tiptoed her way closer. Guillaume's hand dangled mere inches away. She reached her arms towards the book. No, please don't. And swiped it noiselessly. Oh no. The candle almost went out with her sigh. Oh fuck. She backed up from the bed with the book under her arm. Adrenaline surged in her blood. It almost made her smile. No, not yet. We have to run in case something happened. Rosa examined her prize. A book in a foreign language. She remembered seeing such thin, obscure characters somewhere. Foreign language. This will be troublesome. She wasn't sure which country, but it was probably Asian. She flipped the book and saw a piece of parchment folded on one of the pages. A sailing permit for a barge named La Victoria dated for the end of the month. 2 days from now. Oh, you are going somewhere. It outlined the cargo and the purpose of the trip with no date of return. Fascinating. Traveling? No. Leaving, yes. Escaping. Guillaume was planning to leave. This was suspicion? What? She had seen since she had started observing him. His sudden aloofness with the town affairs. The secret purchase of a ship. The decrease of servant in his employ. Now it was confirmed. It's just as well we found this. The heartbeat changed. We must end it tonight before he has a chance to escape. Although it was a good thing to confirm the suspicion, the fact helped her a little. If anything, it just made it even more urgent to find something tonight. She had to continue. Rosa steadied herself and stepped back to the bed. Her hand finally brushed against the wood of the table after some quick fumbling. She caught sight of something shiny inside the drawer. Open it, child. You sure? Rosa pulled the drawer open ever so slightly. She peeked inside. Inside was an ornate dagger with a golden hilt set in with rubies and a key. Interesting. Very interesting. An old delicate pattern was carved on its blade. I really love this chapter so far. This makes me anxious as well. There was a heat emanating from it, almost like it was alive, like the rest of the room. She almost missed it in the dim light, but there was also a key in the same cabinet. Fascinating. Key. Take the key and leave that dagger. I have a bad feeling about that weapon. Me too. If you say it's alive, I'm not gonna touch that. Leave it be. Rosa agreed with Mother. The weapon was as sinister as it was beautiful. She didn't want to touch it. Rosa took the tiny key into her hand, feeling the cool metal against her palm. She pushed the drawer back. Golem shifted. Rosa blew the candle out. She scuttled behind a small table. It barely hit her. Oh yeah? Golem had changed position in his sleep. Now his face was in full view and facing her direction. No. Oh! Rosa's heart banged in her chest. It was so loud she was concerned the room might echo the sound and announce her intrusion. Rosa waited for a few minutes before moving. She decided to crouch down, holding an unlit candle close to her chest. Easy now. She shuffled away from the bed in relief. The candle was dead, but her eyes were now well adjusted to darkness. She could make out a desk in the furthest part of the room. He must do most of his writing there. There's a huge chance the journal is near. It wasn't very dignifying, but Rosa decided to crawl towards it. Now that Guillemot's face was in full view, a flutter of the eyelid was all it would take to catch her. It will be better to minimize her risk. She dropped to her knees and placed her palms on the floor. What the fuck is that? She drew her hand back. Was she imagining it? I don't fucking know. When her palms touched the floor, it felt warm. Wet. Her fingers were stuck into the floor as if she touched soft, pulpy flesh. The hallucination was so strong that her nose detected a spray of iron in the air. Her stomach heaved. She rubbed her hand. There was no wetness or blood anywhere. The floor was solid. It must have been her imagination, is it? Rosa touched the floor warily, patting it and pulling on the carpet fibers. Just a normal carpet. Rosa let out a slow, small breath as she started to move once more. She batted her way to the desk. Every time her skin came into contact with the floor, bile rose up her throat. It took some effort to resist the urge to gag. Finally, the desk was directly in front of her. I don't see it. She looked back at the bed. From this angle, it was hard to tell if Guillemot had moved. Oh, she hoped that the big desk also hid her in its shadow. Rosa rummaged. There was no trace of the book on the tabletop. She only found a pot of ink, loose sheets of paper, and a quill. The damn thing had to be closed. She opened the first shelf and found a stack of papers. Nothing. She shuffled through them, but the drawer didn't have the journal. She looked through the second drawer, and the third. Oh, there was nothing of interest. Finally, she pulled on the last drawer. It was locked. Yes. Rosa sucked the air through her teeth. Of course it is locked. How could I have been so stupid? Rosa slumped in a depressed heap. The key. Rosa looked at the key in her hand. She slid it into the hole and heard the lock click. A deep feeling of relief washed over her. The drawer slid open. Rosa looked inside. There it was. In her eyes, the green journal was a treasure. She lifted the book from its resting place. It was heavier than she expected. Rosa smiled. Oh, I don't like this. She ran her hands along the velvet cover of the book, savoring the texture. At last, she had it. Child. Mother's voice was riddled with anxiety. Yes? Something's wrong. The room kinda looks different. Her excitement had clouded her sense. Almost at once, she felt change in the air. Everything was still. Her stomach shrunk into its cavity. Fresh sweat broke out on her scalp. This silence. Wow, good job, Mother, to leading us into this kind of situation. I mean, I also made a little decision to help, but you fucked up things. You didn't warn us quick enough. It had weight. It pressed on her skin and made the air thin in her lungs. Rosa stood up. She had to leave. Now. Rosa shuffled her way out of the room. With every step, her legs seemed to stick uncomfortably to the floor. What? It slowed her movement. One more step. Her whole foot felt like sinking. She held into a chair and staggered back. It was throbbing, musty and red, alive and without skin. What the fuck? The air was filled with the unmistakable stench of fresh meat. Rosa ran to the door. She didn't care that the handle seemed to curl around her fingers. She pushed the door open and spilled into the corridor. Rosa fell to her knees while she heard the door close behind her. It almost felt like the door closed by itself. In her confusion, she couldn't be sure. Rosa's heart pounded heavily in her ribs. Just looking at the doorway of the room made her skin crawl. Rosa gathered her wits and started a journal in her hand. She hoped it would contain the information they needed. Well, alright. That's the end of the chapter. What was that? So I guess that's all for Cupid for now. Oh fuck. See you later then in the next part. Oh, this is getting more interesting. By the way, I really love that look. Look at that. Bye bye.